It's the beginning of February here in California's Zone 9B, and I have been waiting what feels like forever for our garden season to begin. For those of you who live in colder climates, I have really good news for you. Spring is officially coming. Sometime between late January and early February, while I was pining from the window in a sea of homeschool, everything just woke up. The chickens started laying the most beautiful eggs in abundance. Well, now if that isn't the prettiest handful you've ever seen. The weeds continued to take over, which my chickens have happily been gorging on for the past month. The Eva's Pride peach is breathtaking with the most stunning pink flowers. The tulips are popping up, and the lemons and oranges are now at that perfectly ripe stage, making it the right time for our first harvest of the year, our citrus. Hey you guys, welcome back to the Secret Garden Homestead. Today I am doing my first harvest of 2026, and I'm going to be harvesting our lemons and some of our oranges. I have been so excited and been waiting to do this, to pick our lemons, because I am going to juice all of them, put them in canning jars, and then freeze it so that I have lemon concentrate essentially to make lemonade during the summer. So I have so many lemons, I'll probably just keep about 10 on the tree or so, and then the rest I'm going to can up. This is a project I've been waiting to do with anticipation, and it gives me hope because it means that spring is just right around the corner. If I'm being really honest, things on the homestead haven't been perfect. And you know what? I just think that homesteading isn't perfect. There are definitely times where you're disappointed with something, and then there are times where you're just so excited about the abundance that you get to harvest. I think homesteading teaches you to have a good perspective. So while I am really excited to be free-ranging my chickens, unfortunately they have figured out how to hop the fence, I guess, and they've gotten into my strawberry plants and they have completely destroyed those beds. So I'm not really planning on getting a good harvest of strawberries this year, but we'll see what happens. And then while I was inside, my toddler got outside and he plucked out a lot of my tulips. I've since replanted them, hoping that they'll actually bloom for me. But that was a pretty devastating loss for someone who's been cooped up inside, just waiting for spring to come. But you know what? It's really cool keeping a YouTube channel because last year this time, a raccoon had completely taken out our entire flock of chickens. And so I would so much rather have fresh eggs and my chickens alive and happy and healthy than strawberry plants for a little harvest this year. All right, you guys, I just harvested a full basket of my Meyer lemons. You can always tell that these lemons are ready because they just have like a small hint of orange to them. It's kind of hard to see that in this like lighting during the dusk, but they do. They're a little bit on the orange side. I did go ahead and leave it closer to about 20 lemons on the tree still. There's nothing like having fresh lemons right off the tree, so I want to leave that on just for some fresh cooking and fresh uses. But the rest of this I'm going to prep right now inside, freeze it and preserve it so that we have it for the whole year ahead. But then also behind me, I have an orange tree that's finally ready. This is our navel orange tree, and I'm going to be harvesting our first harvest from this tree for the week. These oranges are amazing, and every year this tree blesses us with the most delicious oranges I've ever had. I have tried to juice these, but they oxidize really quickly, and then the juice just tastes kind of off to me. So with these navel oranges, our family just really prefers to eat them fresh, and this tree produces fruit for us for probably somewhere around 2 weeks to a month. And as far as crops on our homestead, our citrus feels like a total win because we don't have to go to the grocery store in the month of February and probably a little bit into the month of March. So I absolutely love harvesting these oranges. Okay, so I just finished harvesting probably a week, maybe 5 days worth of oranges for our family. This tree used to last us probably a full month, but now that we're eating a lot more, this tree probably only gives us about 2 to 3 weeks of oranges. So we'll probably finish up this tree come March, but it's still really exciting to have fresh citrus from our homestead in the month of February and a little bit into the month of March so that we don't have to buy so much at the grocery store. These oranges are the navel oranges. They are 100% organic because I don't spray them and I don't really do anything to the soil. And they do wonderfully for us. Same with the lemons. These are organic. I do no spray. I just make sure they're very well watered. We mulch them pretty heavily. They're not in extreme sun or extreme shade, and they do so well for us. So now that I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and bring these in, and then I'm gonna start processing the lemons to make lemon juice and freeze that up so that I can use it throughout the year. In the past, I've never had a really good use for lemons, but honestly, this year was the first time I could tell I had more lemons than I knew what to do with on our tree. I love cooking and baking with lemons, and my kids love a really good lemonade, so I thought this was the first year I was going to preserve our harvest. And so I'm just going to keep it basic. I'm not really the person that's going to can things in a bunch of different ways unless I know exactly how I'm going to use it. So I'm literally just going to preserve the juice by freezing it, and I think that's going to give me the most versatility. Okay, so I've squeezed about a third of my lemons, and this is how much juice came out. I'm finding that about 5 of my Meyer lemons is giving me 1 cup of juice, and I'm sure I could get more out of these lemons if I had like a more sophisticated juicer, but I think for a hand juicer, this is actually doing a pretty good job. And so what I'm gonna do is strain this, and then I'm gonna try and fill as many of these little pint jars as I have up to 1 cup. 1 cup of this lemon juice makes 1 serving enough for my family on a hot day. And what I mean by that is for my kids primarily. Maybe I'll just have a little bit. And then if I want to do 2 cups, I'm going to move up to my quart size jars. And the reason I'm not going to fill this all the way up, say put 2 cups in here, is that when I go to freeze it, it's going to expand and I don't want to crack my jars. So I'm only going to fill it halfway and freeze it and it will expand. And then I'll use my quart jars for doubling the recipe, like if I'm hosting a party or if we're doing like a bake sale or something. I will already have this lemon concentrate in here. And it's going to be much faster to whip up a batch of lemonade than if I were to hand squeeze lemons all year round. Plus, I'm not even sure that my tree would hold these lemons for a full year. I'm pretty sure eventually they would drop or start to mold on the tree. Also, after I put all these into the pint and quart jars that I have little ice cube trays that I'm going to put lemon juice in as well, because I love to use lemon juice in cooking or baking, so it's helpful to have it in little like ice cube trays so that I can pull those out and have fresh lemon juice, and it thaws super quickly since I won't have any more lemons on the tree probably when I get around to the time of baking in the summer. So it's really nice to have those in hand, so I'm going to try to fill those up too. So we have a lot of things I want to do for preserving. Harvesting our lemons and oranges always gives me a new sense of wonderment and hope. This is our 3rd year on the Secret Garden Homestead, and every year we have been able to harvest more than the year before. This year in particular, it's evident how much our trees have grown in the orchard, and I am really excited for the bounty we might get from those 40 trees this year. And I'm also really excited for the projects we have planned this year. I really think that year 3 is going to be incredibly exciting.
All right, hey, we had big plans this fall. We were hoping to get some berries in. I wanted to expand the irrigation system. We wanted to plant some more trees and bring out the wood chips and make our Back to Eden project complete. But we didn't get to any of that because when the rains came, we had to pivot. we realized that a lot of our projects and the material we had for future projects was just getting destroyed. So I quickly framed up this shed and put a lot of, like, for example, the greenhouse. We've got some parts. I'm going to bring in some tools, the lawnmower, and just keep the rain off it this winter, and then we can get back to the projects.